steelhead. Giant steelhead.
Really wish I wasn't by myself so I could get some better mixes.
Right under the boat, another bike. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a good rookie there. That's a big channel cat. Look how pretty that is. Alright guys, I told a friend on YouTube that I would show how I cook my trout. So first off, I throw a whole stick of butter in the frying pan and I heat her up. I let that stick melt down a bit. Once she gets melted down, then I'll throw the fish in there. I'll show you guys that when it gets there. Alright guys, as you can see, the butter's all melted down nicely. Now, see, I got a nice limit today in there, so that episode will be next. But I'm gonna I only took out a couple fish from yesterday. So I'm gonna have, you know, a couple meals out of this. But I lay them down, skin side down is what I usually do first in the butter. Now I'm gonna let that fry for just a little bit, let her sizzle. I like to brown up the skin just to, you know, get a nice good brown on it before I flip it over. And I don't let the meat side go for too long because trout's real flaky. You don't want it to just fall apart on you. So yeah, I'm gonna let this go till it browns up just a tad. I'm gonna I love Old Bay seasoning, so I'm just gonna put a little bit onto each fillet here. Yeah, buddy. Now sometimes you wanna just kind of scooch them around, make sure that they're not gonna stick. The butter helps, but they will stick a little bit if you don't move them. So I like to just kind of scooch them just a tad. I can see that they're starting to cook because they're starting to kind of bend. They start to cup upward. Yep, so they're cooking good. Now in a minute I'm gonna flip them. Don't take long to cook trout. Alright, I can see the meat starting to turn white. That's how you know it's getting cooked. Now I'm gonna flip her. You can see you got a nice little brown on the skin side there. That's what you want. Now you don't want to leave it too long on the meat side because, like I said, trout is very fragile. In fact, it's hard to flip it because it's very flaky. Now, trout's not like all the other fish where you have to worry about skinning it, because they don't have your normal scales that you get on like a, you know, let's say a bass or a walleye or a perch. And the skin on a trout is actually pretty good. Alright, I gave it just a minute to cook. I can see that it's already, I mean, it's falling apart. Don't matter how you put it on. See that perfect brown on both sides. But that butter, I love cooking trout in butter because that butter will just saturate it. I mean, it soaks right into it. Trout and butter go together like bread and butter. Now I'm gonna go toss this in my fire pit so it don't burn. I'll tell you what, I put a lot of work in today, a lot of hiking. Got another good limit of trout though. I can't wait to put that video out. But I told you guys I'd do a little video on how I like to cook my trout, so I did. And I'll tell you what, it's hard to beat that, man. That butter cooks right into it. Yeah, buddy.